Let's move on to the game of the weekend happening in West London. Is Chelsea versus Manchester United. This game was supposed to have been played a few weeks ago, but it didn't happen. Chelsea are fourth. They have 6 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses, a goal difference of 5. Man United are fifth. They've won 6, drawn 1, lost 3, and a goal difference of 0. So United have to do it all over again in terms of the goal difference. At least they are on 0, which is a neutral point.
Can I tell you something interesting? Man, you haven't had a positive goal difference since May.
Since May? Yeah. Well, that is staggering. Yeah. That is very, very, very staggering. Interesting.
I think was it Brighton who beat them to push it down?
Yes.
And then since then,
it
never came up.
It's never worked. Interesting. Emmanuel, we saw Man United in midweek. They beat Spurs in a performance that surprised everybody. A lot of people did not see Man United performing like that, but they performed very, very well. And now the expectation is that they need to kick on and go to Chelsea. They haven't won at Chelsea since, if memory serves, 2012, 13. Alex Ferguson's last season.
That was the Hernandez goal?
Yes. The very controversial Hernandez one. After that, United, I don't think they've won there.
There was a lingered one in there. I don't know if they won.
No, it was 1-1. Diego Costa pulled even.
Yeah. You beat them last season. That was at Old Trafford.
They drew 1-1.
Was it 1-1?
It was the Ralph Rangnick era, the commotion era.
You know what? One thing, the day Jorginho tried to trap the ball.
That was at Stamford Bridge.
Yes,
that was when Ole had left.
Yes.
And Carrick took charge. So really, United's record in West London against Chelsea has not been good.
I think did they win that game? I'm confused.
No, they didn't.
We would have to check.
I'm telling you, United didn't win that.
Yeah.
They considered the Jorginho penalty. I can even tell you how it happened if you want.
Okay. But I'm liking United. I hate to say it, but you'd have to admit it when it's right in front of you. I'm liking United. Post the first 2 games, Brentford, Brighton, they've looked like a team who knows their strengths and they are playing according to it. They are not trying anything fancy. I've particularly been impressed with Bruno. We all used to complain he's erratic, he doesn't measure his passes and all those things. But you can see now that there's a bit of a calmness about him. Yes, 1 or 2 times he may get over his head, but then he's finding himself at the right places at the right time. And it looks like in Eriksen's absence, yes, Fred, over the weekend, he wasn't that impressive. That was in the Newcastle game where he missed a sitter and all those things. I think he did himself some good in the Spurs game. So for United, I think I like what I'm seeing. Varane and Martinez seems to have formed a good partnership. Malacia had a nod. Now it's sure he's looked solid. Rashford, he's not been too impressive. And Sancho,
I'm surprised you're saying that about Rashford. He's the one been delivering the goals.
Yes, but we all know the heights he set for himself when he came into the league. He hasn't lived up to it. Yes, maybe he's recovering from injury and all those things, but you don't see a bit more effort from him. But then Jadon Sancho, I think,
and a bit more nuance.
Yes, Jadon Sancho
finishing
he really needs to sit up. For me,
what do you think is a problem with Jadon Sancho?
I don't know whether the system restricts him, because when he was at Dortmund, he used to want to take on players, get closer to the pole, either assist or try to take
maybe his
a
confidence.
Shot. Confidence. It could be that. But then I feel yes, I think it's confidence, because there's some form of a fear. He tries to take on players, he approaches them, and then he passes back to Shaw. You have the trickery in you have the pace. Okay. You should be exploiting defenders. You should be trying to get them on their backside and try to get. Sometimes I think he plays too close to the touchline. He should be occupying the half space. Try to play some combination 1-2s with Bruno. You have Eriksen is injured now, but Bruno and Eriksen can offer you that. They are ready to accept the ball and give it back to you. They enjoy movement around them. But then for United, I was really impressed with Spurs. Yes, I mean Spurs came out there to play negative football. You have Hurricane and so on, but that's a discussion for another day. So I think they shouldn't change what they are going to do. They are Chelsea. All
right, we'll get to Chelsea in a bit there, but this is the Premier League preview show. We'll take a very quick break. When we come back, we continue the chit-chat about Chelsea's home game against Man United on Saturday. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. This is the Premier League preview show on Citi TV. Susu Graham and Emmanuel Nubo are my wingmen. And we are discussing the weekend's games. Our focus now is on Chelsea v Man United. And just an update really on the head-to-head that I was saying. So after 2013, the last time United won at Stamford Bridge was at 2020.
Yes.
Maguire scored that day. Maguire and who else?
Martial.
Anthony Martial, I remember. It was a 2-0 win.
Yes.
So between 2013, 7 years, no win.
This one. Not pretty.
that record is really horrible. But Emmanuel, you are talking about Man United sticking to all the things they've done well.
Yes.
And then you mentioned Jadon Sancho. So the final question on that before I get to Susu's bit. So what should Ten Hag do? Is it attack Chelsea the way they attack Spurs, or back off and then play on the break?
I think they've had more joy in just containing and countering. They did the same against Liverpool, did the same against Arsenal. United could have gone, against City, it could have gone better if the right personnel were on the pitch. So they did the same against Spurs more. The Spurs game, I don't even want to talk about it. But then they
sound disappointed in Spurs' performance.
Very, with the quality of players they have, you don't expect them to have that. But it's Conte, so no surprise there. So for United, of course, we know Graham Potter. He wants to dominate, play the ball, move it all. United will just have to make sure that they keep their shape. Varane and Martinez seem to have a really good partnership. Casemiro seems to have settled well, so then they should just build on that. You have Rashford up there, you have Anthony. People are saying he's just a one-trick pony and he's just a cross merchant, but he has shown that he can bring others into play. You'd want him to exploit more of that, because Chelsea, if they'll probably set up with a 3-back, so if they push up, there'll be space in behind for you to exploit. They just need to make sure that they find the right passes in the spaces. Should Jadon Sancho play, I think he should be a bit more adventurous. Try to push towards the 18.
Do you think he needs more help from his fullbacks to help him dominate his opposing fullback?
I think the onus is on him, because if you are an attacking player with the skill set that you have, you should be. If there's an overlap or something, it's two things. You can use him as a decoy and drive inside, or get a combination play or something. So you control that situation. But if the person is running towards you, you should make the decision. You should have some form of a chemistry. Okay, you go, I give it to you, or you go and then I come in. But then as I am approaching you, you're also passing me the ball. What do I do with it? So I think he will need Ten Hag should take some time and have that coaching for him. Yes, some people you have to have specific time and specific approach for them to get the best out of them. I don't think United coughed out close to £100 million for him to just hold the ball and pass it back to the left back. We know he can be more disastrous.
Okay, so let's turn the story on its head. We see Chelsea under Potter. Some people are asking, when do we start saying Chelsea are playing Potter ball? I don't know what that one is. Your thoughts generally on Chelsea under Potter and what the potential plan could be when they face Man United?
Defensively, things are going very well. It's been 5-6 clean sheets in a row.
Out of 7 games.
It's going very well. Kepa is suddenly looking like the Kepa that Chelsea thought they were buying all those years ago. Like, everything is going right on the defense. The attacking is a bit off. Once in a while, you are really not sure, but they are getting the results. I think midweek was 0-0.
Yeah,
they couldn't break the opposition down. It happens sometimes. It happens to even the best of teams. We've seen even prime Barcelona go into games you expect them to win and just couldn't score a goal because it was just one of those days. So it's not too concerning, but the fact that the defense is so tight and it's so difficult to break down is what scares me for Man U, because Man U, we saw them against Newcastle when they played a tight defense that was difficult to break down. They couldn't do it. They really struggled to do it. And now Chelsea have a lot more quality in other areas than Newcastle have. With all due respect to Newcastle, Newcastle are a very good team, but Chelsea are just better. So you really wonder for Man U, how are they going to break down such a difficult defense, such a tight defense, and a team that will try and starve them off the ball? Can Casemiro and whoever he's playing with do that? Because we know Casemiro, he's not Pirlo on the ball. He's solid on the ball. He does the basics right, but he's not Pirlo, like I said. So is he going to play with Christensen? Is he playing with Fred? Is he playing with McTominay? And aside Christensen, I don't see Eriksen. Sorry, I said Christensen. Christian Eriksen. There's not that ball player to complement Casemiro if he's the one who starts. Fred and McTominay are not those guys. They are more dynamic. They are more box-to-box type midfielders. So I'm afraid for them in the midfield battle, because that midfield battle looks very easy for Chelsea to win. And when I look at Man U, they have quality players, but on the break is great, but when you have so many players missing, if you knew you could put Martial up front, yes, Rashford on the left and Anthony on the right, and Bruno Fernandes, he can hit those balls in behind. You are thinking, okay, our counter-attacking threat is great. When it's Sancho and Anthony and Rashford leading the line, I don't think Rashford leading the line is as effective as Martial.
Yes. Okay.
And then I don't think Sancho is as dynamic with his pace in behind. So I feel like you lose a lot when you don't have that kind of perfect counter-attacking lineup. And now you've also decided that Cristiano Ronaldo is not going to be part of the squad. So you've lost another finisher. So I don't know what Man U will do going forward, because that front line looked a bit blunt against Newcastle.
Okay.
They got a good chance towards the end. Rashford messed up, but then it looked good against Spurs. But then again, Spurs didn't look good at all. I don't expect Spurs to be as passive. I don't expect Chelsea, to be as passive as Spurs were. So that's where the issue comes in. They got a team that was very passive, very okay with giving them the ball. I don't think Potter will play that way. And Potter is he's at home now.
Yeah.
He wants to make a statement. He wants to show he's a big time manager. And big time managers very rarely sit back at home. Maybe once in a while Mourinho will do it, but big time managers in general, at home you have to dominate, you have to get the results. Remember, Mourinho went 10 years without losing at home. There's a reason for that, because at the highest level you get your bulk of your points from home.
Yes.
And you do against the smaller teams away, you get your results, you get your easy wins. And when you're playing the top teams, maybe you're allowed to sit back.
Okay.
But as Chelsea manager now, he can't say that it's Man United, we are sitting back. He has to go for it. He has to dominate the game. Okay. So it's the onus on Man U to take advantage of the counter-attack opportunities they'll be afforded, because I don't see them winning the possession battle.
Great.